Hey, what's up? I'm Taylor with Antishanty, and this is the newest edition of our RTD, rooftop dwelling. A lot of us are familiar with the term RTT, rooftop tent. Well, this is not a tent, and that's why we called it a rooftop dwelling. Let me show you why. If you're familiar with Antishanty at all, you know that we don't do canvas, we don't do wood. We took that concept from our trailers, fully hard-sided, and brought it into this rooftop space. All fabric tents are not very well insulated, they flap in the wind, and they're not very secure. That's where we brought our hard-sided concept into this rooftop dwelling. And this isn't just a sheet of aluminum. We insulate the whole interior with our thermolimer. Thermoliner. Thermolimer. We fully insulate the interior with our thermoliner. And it's fully lockable and secure. The RTD comes in at 265 pounds. It's 89 inches long by 55 wide and 10 inches tall. You can see right here how it fits on the 4Runner. And it mounts the same way to any vehicle as a rooftop tent does. The dwelling we've installed on vans, overland trailers, other SUVs, and even truck bed racks. The RTD securely locks down with these side latches. It locks it down when it's in camp mode like you see it now, and it also locks it down when it's in cargo mode. It has 3 side opening doors that allow you to just open it all the way up in the nicer months where you can have a ton of airflow in there. You can also see the turn windows and the latches on each of the doors. So even if you want to lock it down and secure it, you can still get some nice airflow through those windows. You see that we have our awning brackets on this side, so you can mount any awning you want. We offer a 180-degree awning, but you could, if you want a 270 or different awning, you can choose which awning you want and it will mount to those brackets. Coming along to the front, you can kind of see the roof line here. It has the T-slot on the roof that allows you to mount different things. If you want to mount racks, you can mount solar, really mount whatever you want. We've also integrated this exact same system into our dwell shell, which is a truck camper. So you can see an example here. It's integrated onto a shell, and on that roof, it's exactly the same. You have the T-slot on the top, there's some solar mounted on there, there's crossbars. Really awesome system that gives you the ability to add whatever you want on top of the RTD. As you can see, it's pretty cold out here. With that in mind, the RTD comes standard with a deck plate in the side that allows you to take that out and you can duct in a diesel heater. Even in the summertime, you can duct in an AC unit. So that's standard on there. If you add any of our electronics package, like the vent fan you see on the top, the lighting, USB charging kit, there's a port right here in the side that allows you to plug in whatever power kit you want. Any brand you want, you can plug it into this SAE port, and that's gonna power your lights, your vent fan, your USB charging, any of those electronic accessories that you add to the RTD. And then every RTD comes standard with a telescoping ladder and ladder mounts. You can ask for additional mounts, so you can put it on other sides of the RTD, but it comes with one set. So the ladder has these standoffs on the top that fold away, so you can easily store the ladder in your car, in the back of the vehicle, even up in the RTD if you want. And then you just deploy those and it easily latches onto the ladder brackets on the side. Nice thing about the telescoping ladder is you can extend it to different lengths, make room for the diesel heater, or if you're on uneven terrain and you need to set it at a specific spot, it makes it really nice to be able to adjust that on the fly. Let's hop into the inside of the RTD. The nice thing about the 3 side opening doors is it gives you tons of airflow when you need it. It also allows you to access the RTD from any side that you want to. When it's summertime, it's nice weather, you can leave these all open and it gives you tons of airflow within this space. And you might be asking, okay, so what about bugs? Well, we have bug screens for that cover each side opening, the front one and the 2 side ones as well. All right, so you can see the bug screens fold up pretty small. So you can leave them in your vehicle, leave them up here. There's magnets all around the door frame. So all you have to do is take your bug screen and throw it on the magnets. And if you'd like, you can even just leave it like this. So when you go camping, the bug screens are already in place and they're ready for camping, ready for the bugs as soon as you set it up. You can also, some people ask about this, but if you close your side opening door, you can open these windows if you just want a little bit of vent flow, but you also want your door locked and secured. You can still put this bug screen up. So you still have the bug screen in place. You have a little bit of airflow and you're safe and sound because all the locks are locked and secured. The windows in here are awesome. They're awning style windows, super easy to open. When you open them, you can have, it can still be raining, snowing because of that awning style. And then you can open them about 1/4 inch as well. So if you want the window nice and locked, but you still get a little bit of airflow, that's also an option. We also have these blackout shades that you can add on that just magnet right on the side of the window. There's also one for the vent fan. So if you want to sleep into the late morning, keep it nice and dark in here, you can do that. Even when you do have these windows in that 1/4 inch slot, one of our most popular add-ons is the vent fan up in the roof. Why? Because if you're at a music festival or in a campground that you're not really familiar with and you want to be secured and protected, you can lock all the doors, you can lock the windows, still have a little bit of that opening, but this vent fan moves so much air through these windows, you can keep it a nice temperature in here with this vent fan exhausting air, just pulling air through those 1/4 inch cracks and making it just a super nice temperature in here with constant air movement. Another awesome add-on that a lot of people add is the USB and lighting kit. What that gives you is a light up in the RTD as well as a USB charging port right by your head, so you can easily plug in your phones, your iPads, different accessories right by you. So as you can tell, it's not summer out here, it's freezing, and those are the nice things about the insulation in here. So as you can see, each wall is covered with our thermal liner insulation. You can even see it on this one. So every wall, every door is covered with that thermal liner insulation. This right here is an add-on. This is our headliner, which just gives you a little bit more softer feel in here. It's a little bit more insulation, but the roof and the floor of this RTD are an inch thick panel. So your most insulative parts of this whole thing is the floor and the roof. So this really isn't necessary. The nice thing about it is it just kind of softens the space, adds an extra layer of insulation, cuts down condensation, and that's another really popular add-on is the headliner. But the RTD comes standard with all the thermal liner along all the side walls, and then the roof and floor are insulated. As you can see here, you also have this bed rug. The bed rug is nice because it can get wet. You can actually, it's just Velcroed in, so you can take it out. If you need to clean it, you can power wash it and then let it dry and put it back in here. It's about a 1/2 inch thick. So if you wanted to fit a thicker mattress in here, you could take this bed liner out, and then you have a little bit more space to fit a thicker, more comfortable mattress in here. This is nice too because it just adds a little bit extra layer insulation. It's a little bit softer on the knees than our aluminum panels, and like I said, super easy to clean and not going to be worried about getting it wet or anything like that. So a lot of people ask about internal sleeping dimensions. It's pretty much the same as the outside by just a couple inches. So you have an 87 by 53 interior sleeping dimension. And that allows you to, still put in a full 60-inch length mattress. You can even do a dual mattress in here. A lot of us like to use the X-Bed mattresses just because they're part foam and part air. So any part air, part foam mattress is nice because you can deflate this and keep it in here when this is all closed. So when you open it back up, you have a mattress ready to go. We have had customers that have just stuck in thicker foam mattresses, about 3-inch thick foam mattresses that compress when you fold this all down. So really up to you on what mattress you want to put in here. And like I said, if you want to take the bed rug out just to give you a little bit more room for a thicker mattress, you can definitely do that. The nice thing about having that length is you still have about a foot down here on the bottom that you can put your shoes, you can put bags, you could put like a power pack or power station if you wanted to run something else. Really anything you want to store at the bottom of your feet, that just gives you a nice space to throw down there. And yeah, I mean, the RTD is awesome. It's big enough to sleep 2 adults and a dog. Even had 2 adults and a kid up here. So really comfortable space. I love it for like single man adventures just because I have this mattress here, and then I have all this space here that I can set gear, bags, anything I need to in this upper space. So as we mentioned, every door on here is lockable. It's super simple. All you have to do is flip that switch right there. It locks it from the inside. There's also a key that keys the same for each of the exterior latches. So you can lock all these from the outside. So you don't have to come up here if you're trying to lock this all down. You're trying to go to the trailhead, you're trying to leave. You can lock it from the outside, or when you're in here, you can just lock it like that from the inside. All right, now let's go through how to take this down. It's gonna be the same process too for setting it up. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna unlock your main latches here. And then the next step is you're gonna wanna close your side doors. Also, another thing is you wanna make sure your windows are fully closed. And then you'll close this main door. And then what you wanna do is just kinda lift up on the whole thing. And then you'll get it past these side walls. And then from there, you're gonna push this wall all the way back. There's these turn latches on each corner that you turn, and it locks each corner into the top. And then you'll just do that on each side door. So you always start with your right door. Bring that up, engage the twist latch, locks it to that wall, and then do it with your left wall. Bring it up, engage the twist latch. So all the walls fold up into the top. And what that does is it leaves this bottom tray empty. So that way, like we were talking about, you can keep your mattress up here. You can even store a bunch of like blankets, pillows, sleeping bags up in the front. Some people even use it as a cargo box. I like to throw my skis up here in the winter and use it as a cargo box. And then, like I said, these side latches, they're the exact same latches that you use when it's set up, as well as when it's down. So you'll engage those, and then you'll want to lock them. Thank you for checking out the RTD. If you guys have any questions and you want to dwell different, just go to antishanty.com.